All right, guys, so we're working on the money creation process student work. I'm going to do this as if I was a student. Remember, you're going to open it in a new window. You're going to open it with DocHub. And I already did some work on here, so that's why it says create a duplicate or use existing. But all right, question one, total reserves. It's looking for a formula, right? Well, the formula is back in the presentation, and it's deposits. Let me make this larger. Sorry. There we go. So it's deposits in the reserve account at the Fed, and then plus your vault cash. Okay, so that's what it is. It's the money that you've got deposited in your account, or the bank's account rather, at the Federal Reserve, and then your vault cash. Number two, what are the required reserves? So you've got the reserve requirements, and like in the United States, that's 10%. And then and you multiply that by the checking account deposits. Oops. All right, your excess reserves. So what you do is you take your total reserves, and then you subtract the, oops, not add, you subtract that from your required reserves. All right, and then how do we figure out the change in the money supply? All right, so this is slightly different, but you take one, then you divide it by whatever your reserve requirement is. And again, in the United States, that's 10%. Then you have to multiply that by the change in reserves of the first bank. Okay. All right. Question 5. Assume an initial deposit of $1,000 and that all money lent out by one bank is deposited in another bank. And then we're going to assume that there's a 10% reserve requirement. So if a new checkable deposit of $1,000 is made in Bank A, what are my reserve requirements? Well, it's 10%. So what's 10% of $1,000? That's $100. Remember, your excess reserves are, you take the deposit, you subtract the reserve requirement, and whatever is remaining, that's what you can lend out. So in this case, it's $900. All right, now what can the bank do with its excess reserves? Create loans. Okay. Question 7. So Samantha takes a loan from Bank A equal to the excess reserves. So that's this number right here, $900. To buy a computer. The owner of the computer store deposits Sam's bank into Bank B. All right, so my required reserves are 10%, so it's $900. So 10% of $900 is $90. I take my $900, I subtract it from 90, and I get 810. Okay, what can the bank do with the excess reserves? The same thing it could do before. They can create loans to customers. Makes sense. 9 is going to ask you the same thing, right? So I've got $810. What's 10% of $810? Hopefully you are saying $81. So you put $81 in here. So you take 810, subtract $81, and you get $729. What can the bank do with this money? Create loans for customers, to customers, whatever. All right, so how much money could Bank C lend? Like what are its excess reserves? It's $729, just like you have on question 9, right? So it's $729. All right. Now what you're being asked to do here is in the chart, you're going to do the same thing that we just did, like through words, right? So Bank A, $1,000 deposit, 10% reserves, that's $100, $900 to loan out. So then what do you put here? So it's $900, it's $90, it is $810. So then you come over here again and you put the 810, That's $81. And this is 729. All right. Now it wants the totals, so you just add these things up, okay? Just like you normally would. So you're going to take $1,000, $900, and $810, and you get 2,710. 2,710, so that goes here. Oops, no. $2,710. Do the same thing over here. Take 190 and 81, and you get $271. All right, then you're going to add up 900, 810, and $729, and you get $2,439. All right. So question 13 is asking you, the loans represent money that was created by the banking system. How much money was created by the banking system after these transactions? So it's right here. It's what the money that was created through the loan process. So what you do is you put $2,439. All right. Now question 14 asks you, is your answer for question 13 the total amount that could be created with the initial 1,000 deposit? And we did A, we did B, we did C. What it's asking is could you do more potentially? And the answer is yes. Okay. Or I'm sorry, that's not correct. Sorry, the answer is no. And the reason it's no is that the $729 that that's on C for loans, it might be deposited somewhere else in the banking system, and then the process would continue. Okay, that's it. If you're confused about this, which I don't think you are, but just in case you are, it says, is it the total amount? Okay, the total amount that could be created from the initial $1,000? No, because this process can keep going on to infinity, essentially. So, well, definitely. All right, that's it. You don't have to do 15, 16, 17, or 18. You can just turn this in. Remember, if you're going to turn it in, you click this button right here, click Google Drive, export. You should get a green check mark. Click OK. Go back to your assignment. Refresh your page. The work is there, and then you turn it in. Okay, make sure you do that. It's the most important thing to me, honestly. Thanks.